Peace and blessings to the chosen. Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemal Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim pushing his truth with sincerity and charity. I'm the brother Yalad, and I'm responding to this video with the caption here: would a rat choose to save a drowning companion or food? And they did an experiment, and more than definitely 8 out of 10 the times they would choose the companion. They would choose to save their fellow rat, and that is nice. Nature shows out sometimes. It really does. So I just want to expound on that in this video when he was going in, and it's fair use, but they did the experiments with the rats, and if I can get it showing here, where they would help their friend out of the trap. They would help their companion, or they cellmate, or I guess you could call it cellmate, or cage mate, out of the they twist the opening and get them up out of there. And it just got put into perspective. Okay, would they choose that or food? So Proverbs 6:6, it says, "Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. Having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provide her meat in the summer and gather her food in the harvest." So nature be showing off sometimes, and it's the simple things. It's the simplest stuff. It is simple. They didn't have to think about that. They didn't have to do rocket science. It was in their bone, in their right mind to do the right thing and to help your fellow being, right? But here in this part of the world, it teaches selfishness. It teaches that you don't need other people, that you can be self-made, that in reality, it takes people. It really does. But the mind state of these people are so messed up and overly indoctrinated with madness that is you can't work with these people and reason with these people. Ecclesiastes 4:9 says 2 are better than 1, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he had not another to help him up. Right. What they teach the women: you don't need a man. You could be strong, independent. And that just creates a society where the men don't want to be with the women and the women don't want to be with the men. That creates a society of confusion. But here it is, nature is showing off again. and it's the simple things. It says again, if two lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone? Even the penguins do that in Antarctica. They all get together and they come together and keep each other warm. Nature is confounding sometimes. It really is. But even now, sometimes nature getting bugged out because of how polluted the world is. I remember coming up, certain birds that used to migrate when it got colder outside. Now they just stay all throughout the winter. It's like, okay, are they confused now? But climate change, the world is polluted. So Matthew 22:37, because if ants can do it, how come we? It's like, man, if these creatures can do it, how come we? And well, granted, it was prophesied that we'd have divisions, even the enemies of our own household It said you would have foes among your own household in the latter days. So division has to come. Offenses have to come. But this is a thing to take note of. Matthew 22:37. Yahweh Shai said unto them, Thou shalt love the Lord Yahweh thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. The second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang the law and the prophets. Woo! Yeah. Because what the scriptures say, do not to another person what thou hatest. And it's going to be the whole point of the video. It says, Tobit 4:15, do that to no man which thou hatest. Drink not wine to make thee drunken, neither let drunkenness go with thee in thy journey. But that's the point, though. Do that to no man which thou hatest. Treat people how you want to be treated. And if we all had the mentality of selflessness and being in the mind of humility and humbleness to say, you know what, that could be me one day, stuck in that position. So let me help me in that situation. Versus being in the mentality of pride, like, oh, that'll never be me in that situation. He gonna have to figure it out. He cooked. He gonna have to figure it out himself. Now, granted, the scriptures do say you gotta be careful who you help. You do. The scriptures say give to the godly man, don't give to the wicked. Right? It says no to whom you do good to. Because you'll do good to the wrong person. Now you suffering punishment with them. Right? But I really wanted to just talk on this simple thing and how beautiful that is. That even the scriptures say is beautiful for brethren. And I grab that, Lord willing. Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach 12:1. When thou wilt do good, know to whom thou doest it, so shalt thou be thanked for thy benefits. Do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense, and if not from him, yet from the Most High. Right. So it says, give to the godly man, help not the sinner. Right. You don't want to help the prideful, the unrepentant, people that don't want to do better and be better and give reverence to the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. But what I wanted, that is beautiful for brethren. If I know it's a small scripture, and I believe it was Paul. It was the beginning of a chapter. Together. I'm probably butchering it too. Lord knows what I want though. If I can't find it, I'll put it in the description. But I'm confident I can find it. Just bear with me for a second. Hold on. It's something along the lines, how beautiful is it for brethren to dwell together in unity. And I could have sworn it was in the Paul's writings. But, why I can't find it? But you know what? I'll put it in the description. But no, that's the point right there. That if we all had that mentality of selflessness and humility, because that's a thing of humility. That's a thing of humbleness. If you in the mindset of that could be me, and so I would want somebody to help me if that was the case, versus a prideful person that don't even consider, they don't even care. They think that they uh, are automatically better than the next person. But Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to sign off on that note. Shalom.